Here's a video on creating kitchen cabinet doors from kitchen cabinet door profiles. Always a good idea to save your drawing first. So if it was already saved, we do File Save As. I really can't save this until I do something, so I'm going to move this guy over. Then I could hit Save and save it. Always save it as your name, the date. And if there's a particular thing like kitchen cabinet doors, it might be good to put that in the title also, but always your name and the date. So first thing I'm going to do is import an image. So I'm going to go to the three lines in the top left of the screen up here and hit Insert. And because I saved an image in my Google Drive, I'll go to Google Drive and find that image. Select the image. And then it's going to come in and we'll say insert as an image, not a material. We'll do materials later. Insert as an image. And it's going to come in and we're going to stretch it out. So I'm going to click it right here on the origin point. I'm going to click, hold the mouse button down and drag this out. And it kind of depends on which way you're dragging, whether in the dimension box it either says height or width. So I'm dragging sort of along the green axis, so I'll just put in 100, enter, to kind of set it to be oversized. Doesn't really matter as long as I do it too big. When we're tracing, it looks pretty big, but when we're tracing in SketchUp, it's always better to do it too big. I think I'll kill the guy off, delete him. And so what we're going to do here is do two things. Really, this is like the outside edge of the cabinet door, these guys down here, and this shape right in here is the inside edge. So I'm just going to go into one of these. I think I'll do this one today. Hit R for rectangles, zoom in and look straight down. So I'm going to get a little more control. You want to be looking straight down at it. Hit R for rectangles. I'm going to draw a rectangle from here to beyond the image a little bit, like that. I'm going to hit B for the paint bucket and pick something like this green or this gray, paint it transparent, and then trace it. I'm going to hit A for the arc tool. I'm going to click here, and then I'm going to click up here, click, and then I can start to move this around to create, that's called the bulge. Zooming in is going to help, but maybe not that much. I must have too many tabs open. This is going pretty slow. Click that in. So let's click on one point. So like this point, click on this one first, click, then click on this point, click, and then sort of drag it around, get the right shape, and then click it in. Then I'm going to tap L for the line tool and go from here straight up to here. And then I'll hit A for the arc tool again and click here once. And then I'll click here, right on the line. And then I'll bow out the bulge until I get it about right. Then I would always check this to say this should segment off into a separate shape from this. So it looks like it's all good. If you miss and don't hit it, if there's a tiny little gap in there, you'd get dots that flow right through it. So this is fine. So then I'm going to take this and move a copy to up here. Well, later on I may have to figure out the true width of this, but for what we're doing right now, maybe we'll put it about there. Then, kind of like if you see this line across the top, maybe about halfway across this line. Later on we'll check and see how big that space really is. Then I'm going to hit the space bar and aim really carefully and click on, put the point of the cursor right in that line and click it. So just that line lights up. Move it. I'm going to hit one of the arrow keys. Oh, it appears to be on red, right? If I hit green, it's going to do something awkward like that. So it's definitely hit the correct arrow key, move it over, and I think I'll move it over to right about there. And it's missing at the top a little bit, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. We'll take another rectangle and we'll just go from here and drag it out to here. And then we'll take a line. We're just going to take it from here and go all the way up to the top of the shape that we created. Get that in. And then another arc from here to here. So click on the start point, click on the end point. And again, if I roll in, I could probably get a little better accuracy on this. And then I can test it to make sure I have this as a separate piece, which it looks like I do. Let's paint it a color here. That's the piece I want, so I'll just move a copy out. So that's going to be the frame. That was interesting. That's going to be the outer frame. And this, what you're seeing here, is sort of the start of an inside panel. So as long as I have this here, I might as well set this up. Maybe I'll make another rectangle. Actually, I'll hit T for the tape and I'll double click on this line first. Then I can take a rectangle from here and go out to here. I think I'll paint that transparent also. If I go up in here and I click on the little house icon here, it's going to show me all the textures I've used. So here's the gray I used before. Do that. Yeah, let's see. I think I will hit E for erase and hold the mouse button down, keep it held down, drag through that line. And then I can hit A for the arc tool and go from here up to, I'm going to go all the way to the line, the top line. And then I'm going to take a line from here and just go straight out on the axis to there. And that's going to give me, I hope, that shape. So I'm going to move a copy of that out. Okay. So all these pieces are actually going to create a panel, and these pieces are going to create the outside frame. So what I think I'm going to do is take this, I'm going to move it over a little bit. Because I have the axis line over here, you can actually steal tape lines off of that. So I'm going to hit T for the tape and bring this over to there. Okay, and then I'm going to orbit out a bit like this. I'm going to hit R for rectangles. I'm going to hit red. Nope. I'm going to hit left arrow key for green. And I'm going to click in and I'm going to drag up a rectangle like this. And this time I'm just going to tell it to be well, I'm realizing I didn't scale anything yet. So before I do that, I'm just going to leave that. What I'm going to do is go to something I know. And one thing I know here is that this notch is 1/4 of an inch. Almost always I tell you guys to don't resize the full model, but the only thing that's in this is what we put in so far. So I don't have to worry about anything changing size. So I'm going to hit T for the tape. I'm going to click on this point, click. Then I'll click on this point, click, and type in 0.25. Do I resize the model? Almost always I'll tell you no, but in this case, yes. I'm going to resize the model. Everything's shrunk down a lot. If you want to put everything on the screen, hold down Shift and tap Z. And now we're here.